Afternoon, I'm Anne-Marie Tiernan. Within just the last hour, the second clemency hearing for an Indiana man on death row wrapped up. Benjamin Richie set to be executed in just over a week from now. We have video from the hearing last week, and the testimony today lasted about 2 hours as witnesses came and spoke in favor of clemency. We know that Richie's special education teachers spoke about severe emotional disabilities that he has. Another testimony addressed Richie's fetal alcohol syndrome and how that has caused significant issues with his decision-making and his planning. Benjamin Richie was convicted of killing this man, Beech Grove police officer Bill Toney, more than 2 decades ago. That happened in September of 2000. Officer Toney at the time was chasing Richie when Richie turned back and shot Toney 5 times. We know that there was a protest following today's hearing saying that someone with a mental disability is not someone who should be executed. This afternoon, starting at 1 p.m., will be the second half of the clemency hearing. This will be people who are against it. We're expected to hear from Officer Toney's wife as well. Our continuing coverage starts today at 4 p.m. The man accused of shooting across a busy Indianapolis street, striking a woman in the face, has been sentenced to 13 years. 27-year-old Marquise Tipton was found guilty for multiple charges. These include aggravated battery and criminal recklessness. He now has 3 years suspended with 10 years served in prison and 2 on probation. Police say that surveillance video shows Tipton firing a gun against that busy Keystone Avenue back in March of 2023. One of the stray bullets hit this woman, 64-year-old Susie Warden. She was hit in the face while she was working inside the Sullivan Hardware and Garden store that was located across the street. She lost her left eye in the incident. In court today, Tipton apologized and insisted he's not a bad guy. We'll have more on the hearing as our coverage continues here on 13 News later today at 4. Also happening this afternoon, the sentencing for the man accused of shooting and killing a woman inside a Dollar Tree store in Lawrence. Jaylen Thomas changed his plea to guilty but mentally ill in the murder of Jasmine Bennett. He's now looking at a sentence between 45 and 65 years. The judge said Thomas will also continue to get psychiatric treatment in jail, plus medication for his mental illness. This is a shooting that occurred back in 2023. Police say that Thomas was previously fired from that Dollar Tree store and came back later to exchange an item there. Officers say after Ben wouldn't exchange the item, Thomas later came back, fired, and killed her. His sentencing is set for 1 o'clock this afternoon. We'll bring you the results later today. 12:03 and switching gears now and what's happening with our forecast. Sean Ash is here just kind of having that wonderful halo effect of a beautiful warm weekend.
It was great all the way around. They all can't be that nice. And
we
now,
enjoyed
yeah, we know that the muggy meter's on the way up, and we've got rain on radar here.
Shoot.
So we'll work around it.
Okay.
We'll see if we can squeeze another nice weekend here.
Okay.
Time will tell. Let's show you what's happening here on Live Doppler 13 radar. You can see the clouds, and we addressed this last week. Another upper level low pressure system was going to be spinning around for several days. And so what we're going to be dealing with here, especially afternoon and evening, but fair game really from any time you're out, that we will have some rain occasionally on radar, and some of it will be locally heavy at times. Temperatures 68 in Kokomo, 75 where we had a little pocket of sunshine there in Shelbyville. You can see the dry air retreating to the north. 60 plus dew points. Once we hit 60, that's our line of discomfort. And as I expand the radar with satellite, you can see the stream of moisture from the Gulf as well as the Atlantic Ocean, and it's all courtesy of this broad circulation that's spinning around here. And we're going to be caught in this upper lows path as we move forward here. So we won't have a big change from day to day, and at times we're going to be dodging some locally heavy showers and thunderstorms. I mentioned the muggy meter, so today dew points are in the 60s. If you're looking ahead, right now we're circling Thursday. That's going to be the most humid day of the 7-day forecast. It also brings us a chance of severe weather. More on that coming up here in a few minutes in your 7-day forecast.
Thank you, Sean. New at noon, Metro Police now investigating a triple shooting on the east side. This after police say that 3 victims showed up to 3 different hospitals, all with gunshot wounds. We know the shooting happened around 2 this morning near East 34th in North Arlington. No victims were found at the location. One victim, however, showed up to Community East, another to IU Health Methodist, and the final victim showed up at Eskenazi Hospital. Each of them described as stable. Now police are working to learn what happened. And 13 News is also working to learn what happened before 2 men were shot near Riverside Park on the near northwest side. Metro Police were called to Riverside Drive East near Birdsell Parkway around 6:15 last night. There they found 2 men with gunshot wounds. The men went to the hospital. They are expected to recover. Police say the park was packed with people celebrating Mother's Day. Now they're working to find the people responsible. So certainly if you or anyone you know has information about this shooting, you are urged to call the number that is for Crime Stoppers. That is 317-262-TIPS. And there is a warrant for arrest out now for an Indianapolis man who's accused of killing a cyclist back in February. Police say that Chase Turner was driving high when he hit Dylan Rogers near Shelby and Raymond. Police say that Turner pulled over after feeling a bump and then he turned onto Raymond. Medics at the scene drew Turner's blood, which tested positive for Delta-9 THC. Officers then used traffic cameras to determine that Rogers had the right of way.
I'm really glad that we're seeing the first steps of justice in action. I'm not happy that this 22-year-old young man, has this record, has this stigma and stain on the rest of his life. But, at a certain point, we need to take accountability for actions.
Bike Indy placed a bike and memorial near the scene of that crash, doing so in honor of Rogers. A man could be facing charges after ramming his truck into the Juvenile Detention Center in Johnson County. So take a look. This is the pickup truck that crashed into the building. The driver wrote the words "Fathers Matter" on the tailgate. The sheriff's department says the man's son is not in that detention center. He told police he was angry at the juvenile court, claiming he hasn't seen his son in over a year. Thankfully, nobody was hurt in this incident, but there were people who were working really close by. The suspect is now facing 3 preliminary charges. He is yet to be officially charged. Deputies say he also has an arrest warrant, and that is out of Shelby County.